You know that little voice in your head? The one that pops up when you mess something up? The one that's, well, not very nice? We all have it. But what if I told you that voice isn't actually your voice? Yeah, let's get into that.
Seriously, think about it for a sec. The last time you made a mistake, I don't know, maybe you missed a deadline or just said something kind of awkward. What was the first thing you told yourself? Was it, hey, it's okay, happens to everyone? Or was it something a lot meaner?
Yeah, maybe it sounds exactly like that. You're just not trying hard enough. That stings, right? Here's the thing about phrases like that. We think we came up with them, but we probably didn't. They're echoes, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to follow that echo all the way back to where it started.
So, it's time to meet the culprit. This character that basically lives rent-free in our heads. We're talking about the inner critic. And we're not just going to meet it, we're going to dig into its origin story. Okay, so here's the official definition. Your internal critic isn't just, some random bad mood. It's a voice that you learned. And think about it. When we're kids, our brains are like sponges, right? We soak up everything, especially from our parents or the people raising us. Their words, their judgments, they become the source code for how we see ourselves. It's wild.
And this is a perfect example of how that works. Look at this. On one side, you have what a parent might have said back then. Why can't you be more like your sibling? And on the other side, well, that's what we tell ourselves now. Why can't I be more like them? See how it just flips from an external criticism to an internal one? It's like a direct copy-paste into our own brain.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into how this actually happens. How does a stray comment here or there build up into this constant, critical voice? Well, the source material we're looking at gives some really powerful and, sadly, really common examples.
All right, first up is a big one. Offensive remarks about appearance. Man, this one is just brutal. When a parent criticizes how a kid looks, it's not just a comment. It cuts deep, right to the very core of who they think they are.
You might hear something like this. That outfit makes you look bigger. And maybe the person who said it didn't even think twice. But for a kid, hearing that? Whoa, it's not about the clothes anymore. It's a direct hit on their body, on their choices. It plants this little seed of doubt and insecurity that can grow for years.
And what's the result? It's this. That single comment doesn't just stay a bad memory. Nope. It morphs into a core belief. It becomes a line in the script for your inner critic, something I can just pull out and repeat over and over again until you finally learn to challenge it.
Okay, here's another way this critical voice gets built. This one isn't about how you look. It's about your very existence, about being made to feel like you're a burden. You know, that feeling that you're just too much trouble. And that can come from a line like this one. Do you have any idea how much I sacrifice for you? Oof, that is just so heavy for a kid to carry. It completely changes the dynamic, right? Suddenly, love and care feel like a business deal, and the kid feels like they're in debt. It creates this massive sense of guilt.
So if you hear that enough, what are you going to think? The only logical conclusion is, I am a burden. And that belief doesn't just stay in childhood. It follows you. It shapes how you interact with people as an adult. You might find yourself never asking for help, always trying to stay small so you don't inconvenience anyone. So we've seen how this voice gets programmed into us. But what's the real damage? What's the cost of carrying this echo around with you for years and years? Well, the impact is pretty huge. It can seep into almost every part of your life.
And these are the stakes, right here. We're not talking about small stuff. We're talking about a diminished sense of who you even are. Because if you're just the burden or the unattractive one, then who are you? We're talking about chronic insecurity about your body that stems directly from those early comments. And maybe the most serious of all, a much higher risk for depression. I mean, of course, living with a bully inside your own head is completely draining.
Look, I know this all sounds really heavy, and it is. But the goal here isn't to just make everyone feel bad or to point fingers. The whole point of understanding this is to find a way forward, to find a path to change. And the very first step is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. It's just awareness. And this is the absolute key takeaway, the whole point. The voice you hear in your head, it's usually not even yours. So the next time it pipes up with some criticism, just try to pause and remember that. Tell yourself, wait a minute, this isn't me, this is an echo. Just doing that, just recognizing it for what it is, that's the game changer. That's where you start to take your power back. Which really leads to this final question. If that critical voice isn't really you, if it's just an old recording playing on a loop,
then you get to choose a new song. You get to decide what the soundtrack of your own mind is going to be. So without that old echo constantly dragging you down, who are you going to choose to become?